Exclusive. Baroness Kidron's damning critique of proposed UK copyright law changes. A wholesale transfer of wealth from creative industries to tech. A crossbench peer, Baroness Beban Kidron, has launched a scathing attack on the UK government's proposed changes to copyright law, alleging the consultation process is fundamentally flawed and designed to facilitate a massive transfer of wealth from the creative industries to the burgeoning AI sector. She contends that the proposals, far from fostering innovation, will actively undermine the very foundation of the UK's creative economy, a sector that contributes significantly to the national GDP. Baroness Kidron's central argument revolves around the government's suggestion to introduce a copyright exemption allowing AI companies to train their algorithms on copyrighted creative works. This, she asserts, is a blatant disregard for the rights of millions of creative professionals and represents a profound betrayal of the government's own stated commitment to economic growth. Her powerful critique directly challenges the government's economic strategy, highlighting the stark contradiction between promoting growth and simultaneously dismantling a vital sector responsible for £126 billion in annual economic activity. The HIP. If this government truly prioritizes economic growth, as repeatedly claimed, why would they deliberately weaken a sector that generates such substantial revenue and employs 4 million people? The creative industries are not confined to London or a select few cities. Their impact resonates across every constituency, region, and nation within the UK. This proposed legislation is not just about numbers, it's about the future of creativity itself. The proposed rights reservation system, which would allow creators to opt out of having their work used to train AI models, has been met with widespread skepticism and condemnation. Baroness Kidron and other campaigners argue that this system lacks the necessary robustness and safeguards to effectively protect the rights of creative professionals. They cite a critical lack of evidence demonstrating the existence of a truly watertight rights reservation system anywhere in the world, raising serious concerns about the practicality and efficacy of the government's proposed solution. The absence of a proven, effective opt-out mechanism is deeply troubling. The sheer scale of data used to train AI models, encompassing vast quantities of online content, necessitates a robust and transparent system to ensure creators retain control over their intellectual property. The current proposal falls far short of this requirement, leaving creative professionals vulnerable to exploitation and potentially significant financial losses. The implications extend beyond individual creators, threatening the viability of smaller creative businesses and ultimately jeopardizing the entire creative ecosystem. The government's consultation also proposes measures aimed at increasing transparency from AI developers regarding the data used to train their models. While this aspect is presented as a positive step, Baroness Kidron argues it's insufficient to address the core issue, the inherent imbalance of power between established technology giants and individual creators. The sheer scale of data involved and the sophisticated algorithms employed by these tech companies creates an environment where creators are effectively powerless to protect their rights, even with transparency measures in place. The training process of sophisticated AI models, such as the GPT-4 model underpinning ChatGPT, relies on enormous datasets scraped from the internet. These models learn by identifying patterns within this data, enabling them to generate text, images, and other outputs with remarkable realism. The concern is not merely about the potential for unauthorized use of copyrighted material. It's also about the potential for the dilution and devaluing of original creative work through the mass production of derivative content generated by AI. This could lead to a significant reduction in demand for original creative work, causing irreparable damage to the creative industries. The proposed changes, therefore, are not simply about technicalities of copyright law. They represent a fundamental shift in the power dynamics between creative industries and the technology sector. Baroness Kidron's warning is clear. The government's proposals risk facilitating a wholesale transfer of wealth, effectively handing over the intellectual property rights of millions of creative professionals to a handful of powerful tech companies. The long-term consequences for the UK economy and its creative landscape are potentially devastating, and the current consultation process, in her view, is a mere formality designed to legitimize a preordained outcome. The lack of meaningful consultation and the apparent disregard for the concerns of creative professionals raise serious questions about the government's commitment to the future of the UK's creative industries. The potential for this legislative change to cause irreparable harm to a vital sector of the UK economy requires immediate and thorough reconsideration. The stakes are incredibly high, and the current trajectory points towards a bleak future for creativity in the UK.